In the small village of Mua, there lived a young woman named Adaeze. Known for her striking beauty, she was the talk of the village, but not always for the right reasons. Adaeze had fallen into a life of prostitution, a path she took out of sheer necessity. Orphaned at a young age, she had no one to turn to and no means of survival. The men of the village took advantage of her situation, and soon her reputation was sealed. Despite the gossip and judgment from the villagers, Adaeze carried herself with a quiet dignity. She yearned for a different life, one where she could be respected and loved, but she saw no way out. Her life continued in this painful circle until the day she felt seriously ill. It started with a persistent fever, then came the weight loss and exhaustion. Adaeze could no longer walk, and fear began to creep into her heart. The local healer diagnosed her with a serious disease. As she lay in her small hut, weak and despairing, she remembered the stories of hope and redemption she had heard as a child in the village church. One Sunday morning, despite her frailty, Adaeze decided to attend the church service. She walked slowly, her body trembling with each step. The villagers stared, their whispers louder than ever. But Adaeze was determined. She entered the church, her heart pounding, and sat at the back. The sermon that day was about forgiveness and redemption. The pastor spoke of the boundless love of Christ, who forgave even the gravest sin, and she listened. Tears streamed down her face. She felt a warmth in her heart, a glimmer of hope she couldn't have felt in the years before. When the pastor called for those who wanted to give their lives to Christ, Adaeze stood up, every eye in the church on her, and walked to the front. From that day forward, Adaeze's life began to change. She joined a women's group in the church where she found support and friendship. She started reading the Bible and praying regularly. The villagers, seeing her transformation, began to soften their hearts towards her. Slowly, she regained her strength and health. Among those who noticed her transformation was Chike, a kind-hearted farmer who had always admired Adaeze from afar. He was impressed by her courage and the changes in her life. Chike began to visit her, offering help and companionship. Over time, their friendship blossomed into love. Chike proposed to Adaeze and she accepted with tears of joy. Their wedding was a celebration of love and redemption, with the entire village in attendance. Adaeze and Chike built a life together, filled with love, respect, and faith. She became an active member of the church, sharing her testimony with others and helping those in need. Years passed and Adaeze and Chike had children, raised them with the values of love and faith. Adaeze's story became a beacon of hope in Omo, showing that no matter how dark the past, there is always a path to redemption and happiness. One day, as Adaeze was sitting under the shade of a mango tree, watching her children play, she reflected on her journey. She had come a long way from the broken, desperate girl she once was. Her heart was full of gratitude for the second chance she had given. As the sun dimmed below, casting a golden glow over the village, Adaeze felt a sense of peace she had never known in her younger years. The laughter of her children filled the air, mingled with the distant sounds of the evening. Life in Omo continued with its daily realms, and Adaeze found herself becoming a pillar of the community. Her past, once a source of shame, had become a powerful testimony. She used her experiences to mentor young girls, guiding them away from paths of despair and showing them the possibilities of a hopeful future. One evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Chike shared news of a new opportunity. Adaeze, he began, I've been offered a chance to expand our farm. The village council wants to provide us with more land. It's a big responsibility, but I think we can do it together. Adaeze smiled, her eyes reflecting pride and determination. We've overcome so much already, Chike. I believe we can handle this too. Let's do it. The expansion of their farm was not without challenges. There were long days of hard work and unexpected setbacks tested their resolve. But with faith and perseverance, Adaeze and Chike managed to turn the new land into a thriving part of their farm. Their success brought prosperity not only to their family but also to the village, as they employed more workers and shared their bounty with those in need. In the midst of this growth, Adaeze felt a calling to deepen her involvement in the church. The pastor recognized her leadership and dedication, invited her to lead the women's group. Adaeze accepted, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. She knew this was another step in her journey of redemption and service. As the leader of the women's group, Adaeze organized outreach programs, Bible studies, and support networks. She saw women, some facing the same struggles she had once endured, finding hope and strength through faith. Her home became a place of refuge and encouragement, always open to those seeking help or a listening ear. One day, a young woman named Nneka came to her. Nneka's eyes were filled with the same fear and desperation that Adaeze remembered all too well. I don't know what to do, Nneka whispered, tears streaming down her face. I've made mistakes and I feel so lost. Adaeze took Nneka's hands in hers, looking into her eyes with compassion. You are not lost, Nneka. You are here, and that is the first step. Let me help you find your way. Under Adaeze's guidance, Nneka began to rebuild her life. She found a job, a place to stay, and most importantly, she found faith. Watching Nneka's transformation reminded Adaeze of her own journey and reinforced her belief in the power of redemption. As seasons changed, Adaeze's family grew closer. Their farm flourished and the village of Omo became a symbol of hope. Yet, life was not without its trials. The region faced a severe drought, threatening the crops and the livelihood of many villagers. Adaeze and Chike, along with the community, prayed fervently for relief and worked tirelessly to conserve water and support each other. One particular hot day, Adaeze organized a village meeting to discuss ways to cope with the drought. People gathered under the shade of the great bamboo tree, listening to her speak with a calm authority that commanded respect. We must stand together, she urged. We will share what we have and look out for one another. Our faith will see us through this hardship. The village followed her lead. Hey, darling.